OK, on D-Day, does the Prime Minister still expect 18-year-olds to do national service when he can't even stay to the end of a service?
Well, clearly the Prime Minister accepts that he made a mistake in not attending the international element of those commemorations. He was there, incidentally, at Portsmouth, and he did attend all the British-led events in Normandy, but he absolutely recognises that he made a mistake to have left when he did. He's issued an unequivocal apology. He uses the words, "I am sorry." And knowing him as I do, I think he will be feeling this very deeply, because he's a deeply patriotic man. And so in terms of supporting veterans, obviously around the cabinet table, we have a dedicated cabinet minister, Johnny Mercer, who looks out for veterans' affairs. The Prime Minister is completely committed to the really good work that Johnny and others have been doing in better looking after
but he's
our
undermined
veterans,
that
and
good
indeed
work,
coming
hasn't he?
forward with legislation in the next Parliament if we're elected. He's what?
I mean, he's undermined that good work, hasn't he? I mean, Johnny Mercer's not happy about this. Penny Mordaunt certainly wasn't happy about it on the Friday night BBC election debate. She said that the Prime Minister was wholly wrong. I appreciate what you're saying about him issuing an apology. Has he personally apologised to the veterans themselves?
So I don't know exactly who he's apologised to. I know that he has made a very clear, very public apology, actually. And you mentioned Johnny Mercer's response to this. Amongst the other things Johnny has said, I'm pretty certain that Johnny has recognised the extraordinary commitment that the Prime Minister has shown to veterans and to the great work that Johnny has been doing, looking after veterans' mental health, looking after their housing situation, and going even further now and saying in our manifesto we will have a commitment to bringing in legislation in the next Parliament to enshrine those kind of levels of support into law if we become the next government.
I mean, I appreciate the phrase, you know, advisers advise and prime ministers decide, and it was ultimately Rishi Sunak's decision to leave the commemorations early, which, as you say, now regrets. But isn't there a problem with inexperience, incompetence and a degree of arrogance among the Prime Minister's top team? I mean, is it advisable, for instance, Mr Stride, to have your best friend as your chief advisor? That's not objective, impartial advice, is it?
Well, what my observation would be, I don't work very closely at the centre of the campaign, but I do have some dealings with it, is I have always found it extremely professional, very focused. We are the party that is coming out with the bold offering to the British people. For example, in my area, the triple lot plus, which is going to prevent millions of pensioners being dragged into income tax in the years ahead. This is important, Camilla, because the Labour Party is saying they will not support that. So they are prepared under Labour to see millions of pensioners paying income tax and paying more tax if they're already paying tax. And that is what you're going to get under a Labour government. And these are the big issues of this election.